I don't know when it tells you you're live. Oh.
We're live.
Oh, all right. We're live right now. How's it going, everybody? eCom Tom here.
What's up, guys?
Oh, I brought Jason on. He hasn't been on in a long time. We've been in the midst of moving and everything, but we're trying to get back to every single week. And in this week, we're going to be talking about why you should start Amazon dropshipping in 2019. And that does not mean that you should stop eBay dropshipping in 2019. They're both very lucrative, but especially if you have sold on Amazon ever, you will know that Amazon... Oh, wait, I need to mute myself. There we go. You will know that Amazon is obviously the platform to be on. I buy all my stuff on Amazon. I mean, it is a hugely popular platform. So, I mean, without further ado, Jason's going to give you a little bit of an introduction as to why we're pushing Amazon dropshipping and everything about it. So
yeah. So, guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jason, and I'm Tom's business partner, co-founder of Dropshipping University. I come on the channel every once in a while, but I will be going back on these lives a lot more going in the future. We actually just built a studio behind us, so that's going to be something you guys can see. I need to build
a computer for it. Oh, also, whoever's here, make sure to say who you are, where you're from. We can't see who's like watching, so just please let us know.
Yeah, so going forward, October 1st actually is our tentative release date for the new Amazon dropshipping course, and we really want to give you guys the best possible experience when it comes to a good Amazon dropshipping course. I know there's a couple out there, and a lot of them, we're enrolled in all of them, and they're really come up short in a lot of areas. So what we did was we kind of compiled everything that we both know. I've been selling personally on Amazon for 3 years. I've dealt with the suspensions. I've dealt with stealth accounts. I'm back on there. I'm making money. Tom's been at it for about, a year?
Yeah, about
a little over a year.
Yeah.
We've both made tremendous income through Amazon dropshipping, in addition to eBay dropshipping and the other ventures that we have. We believe that it's a really, really profitable way for you guys to expand your dropshipping businesses, and that's what we're trying to do, is encourage as many sellers to sell on the platform, because there's tons of benefits of selling on there, as well as risks, but in my opinion, there's more benefits than there are risks. So we want to get as many people on board with Amazon dropshipping as possible. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We just made a PDF that's going to be coming out soon, and there's going to be a lot more content coming out that's going to be mixed in with the eBay dropshipping stuff. So if you guys are Amazon dropshipping right now, let us know in the comments. If you aren't, also let us know why you aren't, and ask as many questions specifically about Amazon dropshipping in this live as you possibly can. We're going to have an extended Q&A session at the end too.
Yeah, so one of the things that Jason mentioned that we did come out with a PDF, or it is going to come out hopefully next week when it finally gets all finished. It has been finished being typed up. One of the biggest factors that I saw inside of that one was that there was 3 times less sellers. There's 3 times less sellers on Amazon than there is on eBay. And they make what? It's like seven times more
annual
sales.
Revenue and sales. So that means there's more competition on eBay and less sales on eBay. Or if you look at it the inverse, there's more sales on Amazon and less competition. So that means there's a lot of opportunity for people like us to go out there and make a ton of money on Amazon.
Lancer says, not true. Millions of people are getting wrecked on Amazon. I mean, there's always risks with anything. I don't think 1 million people have been, completely screwed over by Amazon. But, there is risk with anything, and like we try to teach in any one of our videos or courses or anything like that, is you need to mitigate your risk at all costs. And I watched Jason get banned for a very it was stupid for what he got banned for before I even got started with Amazon. So I took as much precautions as possible. And even then, I mean, yes, you still run into some issues, but I have yet to run into any suspensions, and I've been doing it for a year now, and I've yet to run into really any issues, minus just, making a ton of sales. And at first also, everybody was teaching last year Amazon onto eBay, and everybody was doing it, and it was very low margins. So that's kind of the same thing on Amazon right now, with Walmart onto Amazon and Home Depot onto Amazon. It's pretty much the same thing. There's the cashback gift card, or the discounted gift cards, and all the cashback portals where, I mean, I sent Jason a list of my old listings that I was making some profit on the front end for Walmart and stuff to go through, because we were going to think about making, a PDF where we gave out some free listings, and he couldn't find one that was even close to positive margin at all.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, if you're going to go the mainstream route of what everybody else is doing, the Walmart onto Amazon, then yes, you're going to run into issues. There's tons of brands on Walmart, so there's an issue of running into getting hit with the IP infringements. Yeah. Well, that's one of the biggest issues, and other things like that. But if you start to, go with what we've been teaching over the last close to a year now is just going away from what everybody else is doing. And inside of the course, we are going to be providing at least 10 suppliers up front that, you know, you're not going to have to go where everybody else is going. And that's the biggest issue I've seen.
And to go off of that point, Lancer, I think it was the guy who asked the question, I actually feel pretty confident after going through a full suspension, indefinitely suspended, and having Amazon hold my money indefinitely. I feel very confident that the course and the content in the course is going to be a whole section on dealing with suspensions and plan of actions, POAs. I feel very confident that the information that I have for you guys in the course is going to be able to help you in a similar situation. And the most important thing is being able to avoid that, because in retrospect, I can see what I did wrong and I can see how to avoid that going forward. So that information is invaluable for anybody out there who is selling on Amazon.
It's just with anything. I mean, in life, you're going to, as you go and do things more and more and more, you're going to learn more about it. The more time you spend on Amazon, the more issues that you encounter, the more like ability that you're going to have to overcome it. So let's read some of the comments here. And also, we got 50 people watching right now. If you haven't liked this video yet and you do like the content, please smash that like button.
Smash that like button,
and we're going to go through some of the comments that were left beforehand. It seemed like there was people talking in the comments beforehand, then they disappeared, and then I commented again to see if they were working. So we got Marcelino Latore here. Is that a bull? Yeah, all right. Is he
John Arducci's watching on his TV. That's pretty weird.
How's it going, John?
I'm on your TV. Yeah. How's it going, John?
Sup, man, from Work Smarter. Trace My Ink says, DeMarco here from Texas, ready to learn more tips. Thanks. Thank you very much for showing up, man. Four-Eyed Hustler. That's a good one. Amazon's a beast. Yes, it is. I mean, it's so crazily powerful. If you have any software out there that, you know, will tell you how many sales an item has in a month, I'm using Ace Inspector Pro right now.
Great
Other
extension.
People use Jungle Scout, and I think there's a few other ones. Like you'll look at some of these listings and you'll hop on it and it'll say, oh, this listing sells like 200 times a month, and they're not lying. I had an item that sold in June 300 times, and it took me a while to realize that item kind of sucked, and I eventually had to take it down. It was a little unfortunate, but I did sell it 300 times. It was two different ASINs it was on, so one was 200 and the other one was 100, but in one singular month, that's how many times it sold.
If you guys are selling on Amazon, let us know what extensions or tools you're using to do product research. I'm actually pretty curious about that myself. So Noah says, new background or different room?
It's actually a different room.
Brand new room. We just moved to Nevada.
Yeah, we're in Nevada now. No longer California, people. Lazy Abrams here. He's on every single live. Thank you for showing up, man. Gary Spring. Gary's here. Thank you very much for showing up. Scott R. says, hey, guys. Four-Eyed Hustler saying hi to Noah. Steve from Maryland. How's it going?
East Coast.
Jade from New York. Oh, we got some more here. Pensacola. Yo, Marcelino here. Windy City native checking in from the state of Arizona now. There you go. Another okay, Lancer. Where were we? It just disappeared.
Christian.
Germany. Kristen Salinas is here.
What's up, Christian? How you doing,
from
man?
Kenya. I'm glad to be eligible to sell. That I'm on Amazon. Will be starting anytime soon. What kind of Amazon dropshipping? Retail arbitrage, wholesale, or private label? So it's basically going to be the same thing as what we've been teaching inside of the eBay course, where you're going to be using obscure suppliers. It's not all, you could use the whole Walmart onto Amazon, and I know that people are going to do it anyways. So I can't say, hey, don't do it, because I know people are going to do it. So I'm going to at least provide you guys, you know, the way to possibly go about doing it without getting screwed over. But again, I'm going to be saying and reiterating the entire time, you should be looking for obscure suppliers. All of these suppliers will be on either Web Scraper app or on SKUGrid. I'm trying to get SKUGrid to work with Amazon. I've gotten it to work like 50% of the time. I have a call with one of their specialists, technical specialists soon, and we'll go over and get it completely ready. So when the course does launch, it will be all about Web Scraper app at first, because that's one I've mastered. So it's going to be retail arbitrage, but these suppliers are going to be obscure suppliers. Some of them allow reselling, things like that.
We do have a section about how to get a wholesale contract.
Yes,
though,
we will have one on how to get that.
So that's going to hedge yourself, you know, in the case that they ask for an invoice or something like that. It'll be explained, but I will go over in the course how to actually go about getting a wholesale contract. The course won't be focused on wholesale dropshipping, but there will be elements of it, and I think I have 25 videos that I've signed up to do for this course. So it's going to be both of us in this course coming up. So we got Enceladus Jet. He says, is the risk bigger on Amazon or eBay? The risk is certainly bigger on Amazon, but there are things that you can do to mitigate your risk. Like any business, you want to mitigate your risk, and those are the types of things that I have seen over the past 2-3 years, and hopefully those things will help you out. eBay is a very low risk platform, but that also means it's a low barrier to entry, which also means there's a lot of competition. So take it with, you have to kind of balance those things out. Do you want less competition or more competition? And it's a high risk, high reward platform on Amazon.
If you want to think about it that way, I mean, on eBay, you could make about a full-time income, I would say, with 500 very well picked items that you're constantly staying on top of. On eBay, the one thing you have to realize is that they haven't fully rolled out their buy box thing yet that they've been talking about for like a year and a half now. And if you list an item, it's going to be put into another list of a bunch of items. So maybe yours is at the top, maybe it's second, maybe it's third. But if you're on Amazon, everybody is listed under that one item. So the only way to get the buy box, which is where everybody's buying it, is to be competitive in price. If you can be competitive in price, then you'll be making sales. And then you can tell with these other softwares out there how many times a month this item sells. So then you know right away, is this a good item or not? With eBay, you can say, this item sold 5 times in the last 30 days from this other person. If I snipe them, there's a possible chance that I'll get some of the sales, but it's still not guaranteed. On Amazon, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it's pretty much if you have the ability to be competitive on price, it's pretty much guaranteed. I just found a supplier recently where I'm getting constant 20% margins, and it's considered a retailer-ish, I guess, but they're on SKU Grid. I mean, they're out there. It's just, you really have to start looking for these things.
Yeah, so we got William Kloss. He's a course student, actually. He says, we have a couple of items listed but hesitant because of black hat people filing false claims against us. And anybody out there who doesn't know what black hat is, it's so they have white hat, black hat, and gray hat. White hat would be a tactic that is allowable on any platform. Black hat is these things that they go against terms of service. And for example, if you make a false IP accusation against somebody, that's a black hat tactic.
Isn't that what happened to you?
Yeah, some competitors will do that. Manufacturers will do that. All kinds of people will do that. So if you're using wholesale suppliers, you have to make sure that you're an authorized reseller of that product, and you have to respect MAP pricing and all these things I could go into, but it doesn't really fit the format of this, and I'm going to have videos in the course about that. But you do have to be aware that there is a lot of people out there that might have bad intentions, but you have to be vigilant and you have to know what the signs are. There's certain emails that you'll get. There's certain signs that'll happen before the Amazon actually comes down with a suspension.
You should get emails
or something.
first.
You will. 99% of the time, there are fair warnings of when these things are going to happen, and you have to be very proactive about taking care of this stuff and nipping it in the butt before it gets bad.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I saw, and I've seen a lot of other people say the same things.
So I've only actually ever gotten one of those, I believe, and it never even went against my account. It was like some restaurant equipment, and they said it was their brand, but it wasn't at all. And then that didn't even get counted against my account. I don't know why. But besides that, other things have been actually legitimate issues. One of my listings, somebody put a Bluetooth label or just sticker of the Bluetooth symbol, and I guess that's trademarked, and the original picture from Walmart never even had that. It was little issues like that where you really, really, really need to pay attention to what you are selling. Where on eBay, there's a lot more leniency if you can just throw things up, but you really still want to pay attention to it. On Amazon, you want to pay at least 2 to 3 times more attention to what you're listing.
And that was when you were doing Walmart to Amazon. You've stopped that, which I told you was a good idea, but it did help you get traction at first and get some feedback and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. So Gary says he got suspended for a fake IP complaint. It took 100 days and 12 appeals to get back on. Wow, that's wild. Man. It's really hard once it happens, but we are also trying to build a relationship with a service out there that is pretty professional in getting people unbanned, and I don't think you have to pay until they actually do it. So I'm going to look more into that as well, because, the more power on our side that we can provide to you guys, the better, in just any possible situation that could arise.
So Marcelino Latore says, startup cost opposed to starting on eBay. So you're going to have a $39.99 professional seller's fee. You can actually do it's no fee, but you have to actually pay more on equivalence of a final value fee.
Yeah.
But usually it's worth getting the professional seller's account. You're going to have to they take 15% out as a final value fee on Amazon. I'm putting it into eBay equivalences because I know a lot of you guys are eBay sellers. And if you want to do promoted listings, you can. It's on a cost per click basis.
And then for software out there, the software is a little bit more expensive, but you're going to be making a lot more money if you're doing everything correctly. I believe the cheapest plan on Web Scraper app is in the $80 range, but I'm gonna have an affiliate coupon for 30% off.
That's pretty solid.
Besides that, you don't really need very much else. There's really no just item research tool yet. We do use Ace Inspector Pro, but you do not have to use that. And I went the first probably 7 months without any sort of item research tool. So besides that, you need Informed. So Web Scraper app and Informed pair together. Web Scraper app is checking the stock and the prices, and then it will send the information to Informed, and Informed will then do the repricing for you. It's kind of weird how it's two programs and not all in one. SKUGrid's actually all in one. It's probably cheaper, but it's a force to set up. And I'm telling you, I've spent about 3 weeks trying to get it set up, and it only works about half the time. But so the costs are Inform's a flat fee, I think, of the cheapest is $150. So it is a little bit more expensive to start up, but like I said, you're going to be making a lot more money while doing so. So eventually it will, hopefully within the first month, it will actually cover itself.
It does. I remember Q4 last year. You just make so much money. I always say you could literally sell dirty socks on Amazon and they'll sell 20 times a day. You could sell anything on that platform during Q4 and it will sell. It's crazy how much sales velocity there is on that channel.
Well, in July, the last time I finished actually doing all the numbers of my stores was in July. In July, I did $5,800 in profit on Amazon with 121 items.
That's crazy.
You can't really complain about that.
Yeah.
And it was only like 40-something thousand in sales. It was just high profit margins.
I think my best day in profit was over 2,000. It was definitely over 2,000. I did that consistently for a couple weeks back in fall of 2018. So there's a lot of money to be made. A lot. So
Hassan says, what method do you use for Amazon dropshipping? So it's going to be, I guess, what you would consider retail arbitrage. But like I said earlier, you're going to be trying to find suppliers out there that are less likely to be caught. Where, Walmart onto Amazon is getting heavily targeted. If you're selling a mainstays brand, they know it's Walmart. It's very easy for them to tell. I was selling Better Homes and Gardens, and then that's what I got called out for. But I got myself out of it. So if you can go towards these other brands that aren't going to be on Amazon's radar at all, you should be fine as long as they're not reporting you for listing their items, and as long as you're allowed to resell their items, then you should be good.
So Mike Watson says, what's the price point going to be for the Amazon course? We haven't actually fully fleshed that out yet. It will be cheaper for existing course students, so I think you are a course student, so you're going to get a discount.
Yeah.
But we haven't actually fleshed that out yet. If you guys want to let us know, and this is actually, I shouldn't ask, everybody's going to say free, but I was going to ask you guys what you guys think it should be, but we haven't fully fleshed it out. It will be tentatively released on October 1st, and it should be fully accessible to everybody by the 14th?
15th.
Yeah. Okay.
So Lancer says, Tom, I'm a student of your eBay course, and I love it, but on Amazon FBA, I don't agree. This isn't even FBA,
We're not
so
talking
I'm not
about
even
FBA.
sure you know what we're talking about, but I'm glad that you like the eBay course. Helium 10. So that's another one for the product research, just like Jungle Scout. There's that, and then there's Viral Launch, I think. Or that might be something else. I'm not too well versed in all of these different tools. I just use what works.
We see William Claus says Jungle Scout. Robert says AMZ Scout.
I've used AMZ Scout before.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different tools. They basically all do the same thing. I really like Ace Inspector Pro myself. It helps a lot. I thought before that I was really good at interpreting the BSR, the bestsellers rank.
Yeah, you definitely
and converting that and converting that in my head to how much sales you'd get in a month. Also the product reviews, how many product reviews you have on it. But there's a lot of factors that go into it, and you could have a dead listing from a couple of years ago, and it might have 150 product reviews on it, and it might only sell one or two a month.
That's the thing. So you need the tool to actually tell you, because if you're looking at how many reviews it's had, they all could have came 3 years ago, and then it's just sitting there. It's a dead listing.
Ace Inspector Pro is a solid tool.
It's pretty helpful. Nothing can be spot on accurate because nobody actually knows. Amazon doesn't give that information out. It's more just based off of prior experience and sales and just extrapolating data.
Right.
But it is very helpful. So where is it? So current eBay dropshipper. Thanks for doing it. Did I scroll too far?
No.
How many listings do you currently have on your store? So like I said, at 121, and right now I'm trying to add a whole nother supplier on. So I got another I think it's 40 or 50-ish, but I have 300 or 400 items that I want to list, and I just need to get SKUGrid onto Amazon to work, and then I need to get that 100% perfect, and then that's going to be in addition to the course. But Web Scraper app is a very solid program. All of the main suppliers that you would ever use are going to be on there. But there's also 65 total suppliers. So I think that's the most I've ever seen out of any other program besides SKUGrid. I don't see anyone that has more than 50 suppliers on there, so it's a great program. I've never really had issues with it. It's never really given me any flaws. There was only one time, I think, in the last year I've had any issues with it. So it's a spot-on program. Ron Myers, if you've seen Ron Myers in the groups, the Facebook groups, he's the owner of it, and he's a really good guy. So,
do you want to talk real quickly about third-party merchants? Because I feel like that guy before was wondering, how we're doing this, because he said something about Amazon FBA.
Oh, yeah. So when you're selling on Amazon dropshipping-wise, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people that I talk to that I tell them that I sell on Amazon, they don't even understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've gotten feedback before, messages before on Amazon, like, oh, I just love Amazon Prime. It's not Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is when you're sending the item into Amazon, and that's FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. You can also do seller fulfilled Prime, but that's just too much to get into. So there's Amazon Prime, you're buying the items, then you're sending them into Amazon. Amazon's warehousing them, and then they're going to send them out all over the place for you. But FBM, fulfilled by merchant, is just you saying, I'm going to sell this item on Amazon. It never will have the Prime logo on it unless you do the seller fulfilled Prime. But with dropshipping, it's not going to happen.
Right.
There's no Prime logo, and just people don't realize. The majority of people that are buying on Amazon think Amazon owns all of these items.
Yeah.
So they don't know they're buying from a third-party merchant. They don't know what they're doing. So they're just buying your items, and then it's really
it's the
no
same
different.
thing as eBay.
And
it's literally the same thing as selling on eBay. You're taking care of fulfillment in eBay's eyes or in Amazon's eyes. You're taking care of fulfillment. In reality, we're actually going and having our dropship supplier take care of fulfillment. But that's all it is. The FBA part is something that a lot of people who do private labeling like to do, because they get the product, send it into FBA, and you can get better price points, better margins, and it gets to the customer quicker. There's a lot more people who buy Prime, but the thing is, there's still a significant amount of people who buy from third-party merchants, and there's a statistic that came out in 2018 that 52% of all sales on Amazon are coming from third-party merchants. So that's actually more than the Prime.
That's a lot.
And Jeff Bezos actually said it in, I think it was the Q1 announcement to investors, and he said, the third-party merchants are whooping our ass. They're beating us up, because that's what's going on Amazon right now. There's more sales from third-party merchants. Jeff Bezos wants to push it to more Amazon Prime, but the reality is us third-party merchants are actually making more sales than the Prime. So,
and not to mention, if you're going to be doing FBA, you're going to have to take a risk of the upfront investment right off the bat. If you are the person and buying the items and sending it into Amazon, you're going to have to be like, sure, there's product research tools and everybody has their own method that works and it's amazing, but you have to buy the item up front and then send it into Amazon in hopes of it working. Then you have to have, a product ranking team, or some people are like, oh, this is my product ranking team, rank your product better. Why don't you just find products that are already ranked, that are being sold not through Prime, and then you just hop on the listing. Then eventually, once that listing is good enough, you're like, oh, wow, this is a great listing. Then you can buy the item, then send it into Prime. Then you can make another item like it, or go to China and undercut them, or something like that.
Yeah.
Where drop shipping is going to give you the ability to buy or to figure out. You're doing your product research without ever having to spend money on it. As long as you're doing it correctly, you should be making a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
And then
what
you can
Tom's
make
saying,
more.
parlay that, so you get that data, it's selling well. Now you parlay that, you get the product, and now you can send it into FBA. But that's after you already know that the product sells well. See, a lot of people make the mistake, because there's a lot of private label people out there pushing their message.
Huge.
And what they're saying is go out and take this huge financial risk. Right? Now, if you go to China and you say, I want this product to be private labeled, they're going to give you an MOQ of at least 500 units. What that means is a minimum order quantity. They're going to require you to at least buy 500 units. Now, that's going to be a lot of money. If you don't have a lot of money, that's a big capital expense, and you have to then wait for it to come here and hope that it sells well. Now, that's not a game I want to play, and if cash flow is really important to you and you don't have a lot of capital, then Amazon dropshipping, this way that we're talking about, is actually a lot better and a lot more safe. Especially, I was coaching this one guy who said he got himself into some financial issues where he had purchased some ungodly amount, like 50,000 units, and private labeled it, and he only moved like 500, and that was over the course of the whole year. Now he was in all kinds of debts. He had to file for bankruptcy, all this type of stuff. So you guys, you don't want to get into that if you can learn a different way. And that's just a cautionary tale I want to tell people, because that's a true story.
Yeah. So Christian Salinas says, what do you guys think about your upfront costs? So we kind of went over that. it's going to be about a little bit over $200 a month at the minimum, but you should be able to make that in your first month easily. I'm not even going to talk about it. I mean, if you wanted to avoid trying to buy the repricers and stuff like that, it's not worth it. Just you're going to need a repricer just because prices are changing constantly on Amazon, and these repricers are going to be on top of it nonstop. So I'd say about $200 a month, and that's pretty much non-negotiable. D Brazbro or whatever says, if your price is higher than your competitors, are you still making sales? So the answer is yes.
The buy box.
So that's the buy box. So if you're going on Amazon and you see a price, that price that is there, sometimes there is no price. It'll just say buy from these sellers or whatever, being sold from these sellers below, and then you have to click on that, and then that's how you buy the item. So that doesn't have a buy box. But if you go onto Amazon, any listing, and there's a price on the listing, that's the buy box. You're buying from that specific person at that specific price. So you can have, yes, you can say, only the lowest is I want to price against the lowest price to a certain point. But I have sold items at about 10, even like $20 higher than the lowest price on the listing. Sometimes you're like, why the hell did it happen? I don't know why.
It's an algorithm. It's called the buy box algorithm. And Amazon has a very, very comprehensive buy box algorithm to how they formulate who's going to be sitting in that buy box at that specific time that the customer is on that page.
What they do say, and they do actually have this in the, I don't even know, in the back end somewhere, I have seen it where it says, if you're priced within 5% of the lowest price, then you are in competition for the buy box.
Yeah.
So if you're within 5% plus or minus of the person in the buy box, then there's a chance you'll be put in the buy box, or you'll get a rotation in the buy box. Obviously, the lower the better, and that's kind of where the price wars come into play. But you don't want to be that person that's always just undercutting. So that's where you just say, hey, equal the lowest person. So I say, I'm not going to say 1 penny lower than the lowest person. I'm going to say I want to be equal to the lowest person, because then I'm not causing the price war. Somebody else might. They could be the asshole. Then I'd have to be equaling that person. But I'm not that person. And you don't want to be that person either.
And I want to explain this too to a lot of. I know a lot of people are on here and they're eBay dropshippers or sell full time on eBay. One of the things to point out about Amazon is that they have this commingled seller kind of platform. So if you go into a listing on Amazon, you can see that there's actually multiple sellers selling the same ASIN or the same item. And what Amazon does is they require you to actually commingle or piggyback onto that listing. And that's how they run it. eBay is supposed to be transitioning to that and actually having a buy box where everybody's commingled and selling the same product, but it's still rolling out on eBay. But that's how it works on Amazon. It's actually quite a different ecosystem selling on Amazon than eBay, because on eBay, you might have 300 listings for the exact same item, whereas Amazon, it pulls it all into one and everybody sells that same product. So that's something that I want to distinguish for anybody out there who might not know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so Smut God said, I quit dropshipping. However, I went back to my roots of private labeling and have a product that sells up to 20 times a day. That's awesome. I mean,
congrats,
it's great that it worked. And, congratulations.
It took a leap of faith and it worked out,
So, Four-Eyed Hustler says, do you recommend dropshipping from a new account? I don't want to lose my FBA account. I dropshipped right off the bat from my account. The only thing that I can say that I did, because people always say you have to season your account and, it's whatever. First off, your new account, you dropshipped right off the bat from.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So I bought my account or paid the $40 a month. Then I just got too busy, and I just continually paid because I just love wasting money. On my account, I paid the $40 a month for like 5 months before I actually did anything on it. So I don't know if that actually did anything. I don't think it did, because I didn't sell a single item. I just paid them $200 something, and just for fun. But I don't think that really does anything. So right off the bat, I drop shipped. He just started his brand new stealth account
back in July, yeah.
In July, and that he started drop shipping right off the bat. But if it's brand new, you don't want to go wild and crazy, because there's the ability to go wild and crazy on Amazon. You can list any item you want as long as you're allowed to sell in that category, and you're going to be making infinite amount of sales as long as your price is low enough. So there's a chance that if you wanted to, you could be selling $100,000 a month in the first month. But we highly suggest not doing that. There's things called velocity reviews. There's all sorts of things where most people say stay below $10,000 in sales in your first month. And it's very easy to do, because if you see yourself approaching it, just raise your margins really high, and then you won't be getting any sales. You'll still be on the listings. You won't have to relist them, but you won't be making sales, and you'll save yourself where after about 3 months, I mean, you should be eligible to get the buy box a lot more. People.
Well, that's the thing.
That's
This
another
is a
thing
huge
too.
misconception. I got the buy box right out the gate on my first account and on this new stealth account that I started in July. I was getting the buy box literally in the first week. I talked to Joe Cox. He said he was having issues getting the buy box on one of his accounts.
It might be with more competition.
I'm not sure. There's also a possibility that on the legacy accounts that you can't get the buy box. I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
There's a lot of
I didn't have that
things.
problem. Yeah, there is. There's a lot of kind of weird moving pieces going on there. But I think that's actually a misconception in my opinion, because I didn't have that same experience. And the other thing I wanted to say was, definitely keep it under $10,000 in the first 30 days. I was surprised I hit $9,500. I was like literally $500 below the 10,000 mark in the first 20 something days. I was like, I'm just gonna put all of my products to inactive because I don't even want to take the chance. I'm playing it so conservative and safe with a stealth account because I know the dealings that I had to put up with in the past. So you definitely want to be more on the cautionary side. And I read the whole stealth book. There's actually a stealth book, and that's one of the things that they discussed in the Amazon Go stealth book was keep it under 10,000 in the first 30 days. Whether or not it's true, I'm okay with keeping it under that because I don't want to raise any flags or potential flags.
Hey, if you keep it under 10,000 in the first 30 days and you're making 10% profit on it, that's $1,000.
Yeah.
You paid for your software.
Yeah.
You probably didn't list that many items. I mean, unless you did a bunch of Walmart.
This is 12 items.
Yeah, so it's not a lot if you know what you're doing. And like I said, eventually over time you're going to be getting items that I sold an item legitimately. I think it was 25 times yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it's at 24% profit. And I'm like,
construction materials.
It could be
I'm
higher,
not going to say what it was.
It legitimately could be higher, too. It was a bag of concrete. It was lots of bags of concrete.
We got a lot of comments, so we're going to try to catch up here. Christian says...
the answer is Jason. Jason's the one with the stealth account.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's me. Okay. Tom's a faster reader than me.
No, I've been reading the comments. So is this a new course? Are you guys going to be doing an update? Yeah, it's a brand new course. Updating the original course would make no sense because it's an eBay course. This one's going to be on Amazon. So it's going to be a completely different course, wholly brand new, completely redone.
So Scott R says, is the course 100% ready? No, it is not. We still got a lot of work to do, but we are working our asses off for you guys to get this out on the promised date of October 1st. We know that if we keep pushing the dates back, it'll never get done. So.
It's going to keep filling up the time frame we give it, so we have to give it a dead set time frame and then tell 73 people watching right now when it's going to launch.
It's a verbal promise to hold us
accountable.
Hold us accountable, Scott.
So I'd like to know how many people are saying they are running $200K a month in sales on Amazon at 10% profit front end. So honestly, I did think that at first, Gary, that people selling $200,000 a month at 10% is BS. It's definitely possible, but me personally, I don't even want to risk doing $200,000 a month in sales. I think it's just too much. If you're doing $5,000, $6,000, I mean, $5,000, $6,000 in profit, $50,000, $60,000 in sales a month at 10% profit, that's not bad. I mean, that's a full-time engineering salary. That's what I was making out of the gate with a chemical engineering degree. I'm okay with that.
I think people get greedy, honestly.
It's what it is.
There's a lot of people who get greedy.
I mean, and then with $200,000, if your account gets locked up, think of how many sales that is. That's way more sales. That's a ton more customer service. It's a bunch of BS. I'd rather take my time from there instead of having to do $200,000 on Amazon and only doing like $50,000. Take my extra time and go into some other business where I'm not gonna, where I'm just getting more forms of income.
Diversifying
streams
your
of income. That's the word.
Is important.
I don't want to be sitting there doing $200,000 on Amazon at all. It's just too risky.
It's high risk. Opinion. So where else are we? Gary Spring also says, I have several programs and I have scanned the whole store. Don't see it. Thoughts? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I don't know what that means. I scan people's stores with Ace Inspector Pro. It's pretty helpful, honestly. So not doing Amazon since I don't know much about it, but I'm still new to eBay dropshipping, close to 1 year. I see myself doing wholesale in the future instead, but I need more experience before I do Amazon. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's really about what you feel comfortable with doing. I mean, eBay dropshipping for 1 year, I'd say you probably have enough experience as long as you're still dropshipping, like you haven't gotten banned a bajillion times. Yeah. You definitely have enough experience. It's really about what you feel comfortable doing.
Alam Rahib says, how much will the course be? Again, we haven't come out with a set price. Willing to share what software you're using for product research?
Legitimately, it's Ace Inspector Pro and then by hand. There's a few things that you can use, like free Chrome extensions and stuff. But really, if you know what you're doing by hand, it's really not that hard to do.
So we got somebody who watches us from their car while they deliver packages in Amazon for Amazon.
Don't tell them what we're doing. Don't tell them what we're doing.
That's funny. Dropshipping on Amazon versus purely FBA. Yeah, so neither of us are doing FBA at the moment. Where are we? Gary Spring, OA and RA, about 60% ROI. Is that what you're doing? 60% ROI?
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Do you use gift cards? I don't ever use gift cards. It's participating in fraudulent activity. If you want to be a part of it, then sell your soul. But I don't want to. I don't want to be a part of it. I really don't. I don't want to deal with any of that.
So we got 79 people watching right now. That's a lot, and we'd really appreciate it if you guys could take a second to like this video. It means a lot to us. We're really trying to hit the 10,000 subscriber.
Oh yeah, it's true.
count.
We're almost at 10,000. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so.
I'm not sure what we're gonna do for the 10,000 subscription mark, but we should definitely do something. Maybe a contest, maybe a giveaway, something like that. Let us know what you guys think we should do for 10,000, because it just dawned on me right now. I was looking at the channel a couple hours ago. I was like, holy
I've been following
crap,
every day.
10,000's a lot. So we appreciate all the support, guys, too.
So what are your average profit margins? It's definitely over 10%. I believe in the month of July it was like 14%. But right now with the new supplier I found, I could imagine it'll be up in like the 17s, 18s. That's awesome. It's really not bad.
That's awesome.
It's pretty damn good, honestly. So are you guys going to have software options? Yeah, so SKU Grid and Web Scraper app. I feel like we're so late on these comments right now.
It's all good.
I'm late, guys. How much is the Amazon? We don't have a price. Probably a good idea to do eBay and Amazon just to have a backup.
Of course, yeah, man. Diversify your channels. Multi-channel sales is really important. You know, Etsy, Shopify, whatever you can do. Over the course of a couple years, if you guys are in it for the long haul, you want to be diversifying your sales channels. So definitely, I support that.
You got that one.
So Darius Hama says, how to deal with U.S. customs as a drop shipper with wholesale China suppliers. So customs is kind of tricky. Customs is something that you're going to have to deal with if you're an importer. I've been out of the import game for a couple of years. I know the Trump administration has put on like tariffs and stuff, but it's also based on what products you're selling. I don't want to talk too much about that because I don't want to talk out of my ass, because there's a lot of different types of products and they fall under different umbrellas and different restrictions and different types of extra fees that you're going to have to pay for duty and customs. So that's something that you really have to look into more about the product itself. And there's actually agencies and middlemen that can help you out with that too. So like brokers, they're like logistics brokers and stuff. So look into that.
So Hamza says, how do you solve missing costs in Informs? I've uploaded products and all are missing costs. API is linked to. You must have. You're honestly probably uploading your CSV file, the Web Scraper app, incorrectly, because I've never had an issue with Informed messing up in any way, shape, or form. They have guides on their website. You can just follow those in the resources section. I believe it's in the top right of their website. And I mean, I've never had issues with Informed at that point. I've had issues with uploading CSVs to Web Scraper app. And, I mean, you just have to get comfortable with how a CSV works. But other than that, you should be fine.
So Patrick Morgan says, capital is the only reason I haven't started on Amazon dropshipping. Obviously, scaling is relative to each person, but do you recommend a good starting point for available capital to start Amazon dropshipping? So you're asking what I would say is the good starting point for capital. You know, that's obviously going to be a variable thing. We always get that question asked, but you're definitely going to want to have $500 to $1,000 in capital, right? You wouldn't start any.
If you don't have $500 to $1,000 in capital, you should be getting your life together first and then think about making a business. I mean, that's kind of true though. You should be.
Well, it's either that or if you have good credit, right? If you have good credit limits, you have really good credit limits, you can leverage that, right? So it's
you
kind of
could use payability too, but you need to have prior just history on Amazon to get payability. So, but if you have credit cards, you should be fine. But no matter what, you're gonna want some money so that you're not sitting there with $0, and if all shit hits the fan, then you're done.
Right. So there's a lot of people out here who'll say you can start drop shipping with $0. I'm not gonna come out here and say that to you because I think that's a lie. I think that's a complete lie. You definitely want to have money as a backup. You definitely want to have the money there for if you're doing really well and you're scaling quick and you hit your credit limits, right? Let's say you only have a $2,000 credit limit and you go over that. Well, now you have to fish money out of your own bankroll and pay for that inventory to keep the show ratio going. You want to keep getting that sale velocity going. So you definitely want to have money, and it's going to hedge yourself against those bad times.
The
unforeseeable future. There's a lot of variables in business, especially with Amazon dropshipping.
So when you list these items, do they come with Prime? No, they don't come with Prime. You could list it on a listing that has Prime. If that Prime goes out, if they don't have any more stock of that item on Amazon, then all of a sudden the third-party merchants are coming into play. And
do you do that?
Yeah, I've done it. And also you do it by accident sometimes because you hop on a listing, there is no Prime on that listing, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in, takes it from Prime, or takes it and is Prime now, and then they disappear because they fall off.
You're betting on Prime going out of stock.
I mean, if it's a very, very, very popular item like a toy or something that you'd find on Walmart and all those other retailers, it's probably not going to go out of Prime on Amazon. But a lot of these other items out there, people are doing just what we're teaching. They're drop shipping, they're finding out what's a good item, and then they're buying it in bulk, and then they're shipping it into Prime to make more profit.
Right.
They're doing exactly what we're saying, and I mean they're going to run out eventually unless they're consistently staying on top of it. So
yeah, and inventory management is actually a really tough thing to predict.
And then either way, Amazon, it doesn't matter how many listings you have in your store. So as long as you know that listing, the item that you're drop shipping or from your supplier and the item on Amazon are in fact the same, and it's not like it's close to the same. You want it to be the same. As long as it's the same item, there's no reason not to list it. As long as there's a chance you could sell it because of the fact that it doesn't matter.
There's no fees associated.
I've never heard of anybody talk about their sell-through rate on Amazon or pruning listings on Amazon.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. If it's there, if you're priced right, you're gonna make sales. That's it.
So one of the things, guys, for beginners out there, when you're selling on Amazon, you don't get charged an extra fee for listing items, right? On eBay, you get an extra fee. It's a listing insertion fee if you go over what you're allowed that month, and they might pay you 10 cents, 15 cents, depending on your plan, and that can add up. It's kind of a nuisance. So Amazon, you can list as many items as you want for the professional plan, $39.99. Amazon actually does a lot of things that keep it really simple for the seller. Everybody kind of talks bad about Amazon selling on there. And yeah, it is a risky place to sell because they come down really hard on sellers when they do mess up, but they do a lot of things really well. And that's one of the things I really appreciate is the fact that they don't nickel and dime you everywhere you go. Yeah, it's 15% final value fee, but it's transparent. We know what it is, and it doesn't fluctuate all over the place, and they don't hit you with all these fees that you could never see. They're really good at disclosing the fees. So that's something that you can just list as many products as you want, and the sell-through rate doesn't really matter. So you have nothing to lose by selling products on Amazon.
Yeah. So Alam Rahib says, is private label dropshipping possible on Amazon? Private label dropshipping is what Rico teaches at Two Dudes, and I honestly am not still even 100% sure what it is, but I mean, what he does works. I know that for a fact. I've seen his stores. I've seen people having success with what he does. So I believe he's drop shipping from China onto Amazon, stuff like that. But I'm not 100% positive. But I believe he's just making a specific brand and then calling it private label drop shipping.
So Four-Eyed Hustler says, I sell books on Amazon FBA. It even takes up to a month to sell a book from thrifted until it gets active into the warehouse. So that's like traditional thrifting, going to a thrift store, getting books, and then selling it on Amazon FBA. I have seen some people do that. Steve Rakin does that stuff, right? Yeah, I don't have the time for that. I tried to do that one day. I was like, this is a pain in the ass. I went to Goodwill. I went to all these places, and I'm like, this is not worth my time. It really, it's just one of those things that takes a while to get good at. You're standing in a store with a phone, looking up, scanning the barcodes on books and all these items, and I don't have time for that. So I'd rather be making money in my sleep. Lazy Abram says, any estimated time on the wholesale YouTube videos? Yes. So like I said in the beginning, we just have this studio built up. It's a great studio. We got huge production value on this compared to what we've been using in the past.
I like this background though,
Yeah, so I will be back on YouTube producing content about wholesale dropshipping and anything else you guys want to learn. So yes, coming up very soon. Very soon.
John Arducci says, how do you make sure you don't sell more than you can afford to buy? I mean, first off, you want to have credit limits like a baller so you don't have to worry about it. No, but also, I mean, you really just want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on it. If you keep an eye on it, then if you're getting to a point where, you don't have enough credit limit for it, then you're probably going to want to just slow your sales down. You can slow your sales down and you're going to be doing that by raising your profit margin just a little bit. So in Informed, it's so easy to do. If you're doing a web scraper app into Informed, you set up a pricing strategy in Informed, and all you have to do is say, oh, this is my lowest profit margin I want. And then, if you want to raise it, then you just move it up a couple percentage points. There you go. You'll probably make less sales because if the majority of your sales will be selling at the lowest of your profit margin. So if you raise it, then you won't be making those sales. So you can slow it down. I mean, it's kind of an art. It's a balancing act, but it's pretty self-explanatory how to do so once you get started.
So we already answered that question. Let's go down to here. We got Ads M. Amazon might be the way forward as eBay is going downhill. Now, I wouldn't completely say that's true. I think there is a place in the market for eBay. I don't think they're in the greatest place right now, considering Amazon does a hell of a lot more sales than eBay, and they have a lot more stuff, that's really helping out sellers. But there's still a place for both, and I would really tell you guys to sell on as many platforms as you possibly can. And I think this is a pro tip. I think there's an upcoming place to sell on that a lot of people don't know is Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to be looking into that heavily coming up. I think it's going to be a very viable dropshipping channel. So if anybody's out there listening to this and you have any experience, drop some knowledge about that.
Let us know.
I think selling as many places as you can is a good idea. eBay still does a lot of e-commerce.
Also on eBay, they're coming out with their own version of FBA, whatever the hell they're going to be calling it, where you're going to be sending your items into eBay's warehouses and stuff. And I'm not saying that that's going to be the best program out there, but usually with any platform, just like anything, like a video game or anything out there where if it's new, it's going to probably be overpowered, or just like, they're not going to know how to balance it. So if you start sending things in these eBay warehouses, I can guarantee you they're going to be pushing your items hard.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to give you a lot of breaks on, what you're paying and fees and stuff like that to get people initiated into selling it first. So it's definitely something you might want to look into being on the forefront of. I know I'm going to be looking into that as well.
Yeah.
So there was one that I wanted to answer. So he said, Tom, I need your help. I am done retail arbitrage. You're done or you're doing it? Learn the hard way. I just need to get my last few orders out. But every time I fill out the orders, I get a message from Amazon. Is this you dropshipping from Amazon to eBay? I'm not really sure what the question is here. But
guys, definitely stop selling Amazon to eBay. We've been saying it all year. And,
he's right here saying that they canceled the orders. Now I can't get back into my account. You're gonna have to make another Amazon account,
and from there stop
using them.
Stop selling products from Amazon, especially Prime.
It's just too much work. I've just seen way too many issues with it, especially over time. And recently, I've seen so many people talk about their accounts getting banned and everything like that.
Buying accounts, yeah. It's just not worth it, guys. Definitely not.
So Deed Bro says that he has some listings but doesn't have the buy box.
Tom's
so eventually, I can't read. Says that he has a buy box. He doesn't have the buy box, but he has some listings up. It's probably because your account's new. You're fighting against people with very experienced accounts. If somebody has a ton of feedback, the great handling time's very big. Next to price, handling time's the second biggest thing. So you really want to take all those into consideration. If you're thinking about it from Amazon's standpoint, they're obviously going to trust the person that has 1,000 feedback in the last 12 months at like 100%, and they have great handling time and they have low price. Obviously, that's the best over somebody that's brand new, just launched their store, might have more handling time and doesn't really know how to price their items. I mean, you got to think about it that way. It's kind of the same thing on eBay.
So Four-Eyed Hustler says race to the bottom, repricing. Yes, Amazon's structured in a way to kind of actually incentivize price wars. So just avoid it. Don't be that guy. Nobody wants to be the guy that drives the price to nothing and everybody just makes money on the back end with cash back and all that stuff. So don't be that guy. If you're out there watching this and you're that guy, stop doing that.
So you're better off for answering this question. So Robert G says, is a business license required to open an Amazon seller's account? And then he says, be very clear that Amazon is not as forgiving as eBay. I feel like we've done that many a times during this live and said that, but thanks for letting us know. But when I started, I already had an LLC and an EIN number and stuff, but you just started your new Stealth account.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so I don't think you actually have to have an official business license. I think what you do have to have, I'm trying to remember, it's been 3 months. I don't think you need. Yeah, I don't think that you need to. I did because I used the Stealth one, but I did actually do that. I don't think that you need to. I really don't want to give you bad information here. It's something that you can actually go right now onto Amazon Seller Central, sign up as a new seller, and walk through the portal to see exactly what's required. Right now, you can do that. I can't remember what it is because it's been 3 months. So if you're watching this right now, go ahead and do that, and you can actually see exactly what's required on each step. I think there's 5 steps to actually get approved as a new seller on Amazon. So go ahead and do that. You'll find out.
I don't even know what this question's about. Is there a way to legitimize the login and operating with an Amazon Prime account with 2 different IP addresses? Stop dropshipping from Amazon onto eBay is what I have to say. Or do we have to worry about getting the Prime account? If your Prime account gets suspended, I don't know how to help you anymore. I haven't attempted to do that in I don't even know, probably a year. So I keep getting my Prime account suspended. Okay.
Yeah, so
I've been doing eBay for 5 months. Only in this last 2 months when I started to get a good income. Do you advise me starting on Amazon? It really depends on how you feel. Do you feel confident? How much are you making in sales? If you did like 2,000 in sales in a month, I don't think that that's enough. I think you should be, really knowing how to run an eBay dropshipping business, like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month in order to get started with Amazon dropshipping, because it's really about knowing what you're doing, transferring it over to Amazon. And when I started, I was like, why do people keep saying this is hard? But it's because I had already had prior experience, and it's really just about keeping your account in as good a standing as possible and staying on top of everything possible. If you're not staying on top of everything, then you're screwing yourself over. And even if you have VAs, you still need to stay on top of them. I'm still on top of my VAs because I don't trust Amazon.
Yeah,
but
so
it is a place to make a ton of money.
We got 10 minutes left. We got 68 people watching right now. If you have any last minute questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. Also, if you could give us a thumbs up, it'd be really appreciated. So we got a couple more questions that are left in the queue here. Ayatollah.
It jumped.
We got a lot more.
Where'd it go?
There he is, right there. For some reason, I'm late. Okay, he says, anyways, first of all, Tom and Jason, 100,000,000%. Thanks for the eBay dropshipping program. He's a student.
Yeah,
He's pretty new.
Thank you.
And second of all, do you guys use Jungle Scout? So he missed the beginning of this, obviously. No, we use...
I think I bought Jungle Scout, honestly. But I haven't used
Ace
it.
Inspector Pro. It's a Chrome extension. It works like a charm. So check that out.
It's just like Jungle Scout, I'm pretty sure.
Benjamin Thomas, if you don't have capital, I suggest you dropship on eBay first. Get $1,000 to $2,000, then move that to Amazon. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, definitely.
So you didn't even answer Oyatella's second part of his question, dude. That's
I'm sorry. I'm speed reading. I'm trying to catch up.
How many listings currently? What's the revenue? So right now it's like over 100 and something listings. You don't have to have a lot on Amazon, and you'll be making money as long as you pick the right listings. The profits above 10%. Like I said, I'm in like the 13 to hopefully closer to the 20% range soon. And you don't just take the same items and list them. You could, but we're hopping on listings that are already created. Jason is going to have a part inside of the course of actually creating your own listing. Mm-hmm. But right now, I'm just hopping on listings that are already created. That's why Amazon, the Amazon course will probably be, in time-wise, shorter than the eBay course, because we don't need to teach how to actually make listings. You don't have to do that. It's optional at the end. But if the listing's already created, you can just hop on the listing. It's literally, you scroll down, there's a little button that says sell on Amazon, you press it.
Yeah.
And that's it. As long as you're allowed to sell in that category, you're good to go. But obviously there's a lot more to it.
So that's what Four-Eyed Hustler was just saying. I like Amazon since the listing's already built. And yeah, I'm going to have a section, as Tom said, in the course where I'm going to go over how to make a native listing on Amazon. And I'll do another one where I talk about how to make variation or child ASINs on Amazon too. So that'll be a pretty cool section. It'll be in the advanced topics kind of tucked away at the end in case people are interested, but that will be included too. So Candace Heim, thank you for showing up. We got Mr. Mark Tech. Will your course have an affiliate program? If you want to be an affiliate, by all means, yes. Let's keep it going down here.
Right here. Also, to everyone asking about capital or credit, something I've heard but not yet verified is that when you start a company, you get minimal lines of credit available to your company. Something that's probably true. Yeah, if you're doing some amount of sales with your company, you can probably get lines of credit from people. And Christian asked if I quit my job at the end of the year. I quit my job. When did I quit my job? Was that
2018? Beginning of
2018?
2018, right? January 1st, 2018.
Yeah. I went all of 2018 without a job. Well,
Tom used to be an engineer. Now he's an entrepreneur. Used to be an engineer. Everybody said, didn't on the last one somebody said, "Why did you quit your good job as a chemical engineer?"
You probably make less money dropshipping than at McDonald's. He said.
I was like, who says that? He had to have been trolling you.
What is the best thing to sell as a beginner? Whatever is selling on Amazon or eBay. You can find it with lots of programs out there. Yep, it's time consuming, but that's why I drop ship. Big YouTube. Okay.
So we got a Warren Buffett quote in
Thank you for the quotes.
If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die.
That's true.
That must have been...
I sold a lot of bag of concrete the other day while sleeping.
How many pounds do you think you sold?
It was
each
lots.
bag
It was
like,
25 pounds.
Oh my god, that's so much. That's insane. I just want to tell a quick story. The other day, I actually sold it was like a 40-gallon drum to a railroad company in Pennsylvania. 55-gallon drum to a railroad company in Pennsylvania. I was just dying laughing. I was like, why would this company buy from an eBay listing? But they did, and so it's a sleeper niche.
Molasses
I'm telling you,
sells well too. The
chemicals
molasses game is killing it.
There's some weird niches, weird products that sell really well still on eBay. So that's side note. All
right, this one's directed to you, Jason.
Jason, the issue with Facebook Marketplace at the moment is that it's for people to meet face to face, e.g., selling phones or easily portable items that they don't pay for. You deliver. So that's actually not entirely true. There is a capability now of shipping products through the Facebook Marketplace
and OfferUp
and Mercari and OfferUp. I thought the same thing, and you're gonna have to do a little bit more research because, in fact, you can ship products on Facebook Marketplace.
And if you look on there now, you'll see like a lot of the what the hell are those called? Product images, just the white background,
stock images. There's tons of them. There's some from my suppliers, obscure suppliers too. I was very surprised to see that.
So Jeff Burkhart, thank you for showing up, man. You've showed a lot of love in all of our last videos, and I appreciate all your comments, so thank you. Christian says, with the new Amazon Stealth account, do you have to have a whole new business entity? You need to have a whole nother identity. I'm not sure if you need a whole nother business entity. Same thing with Amazon Stealth.
Yeah, so I didn't tie my actual business to the Stealth account, right? That would be asking to get banned. You have to really, really read that book. That book is so much more than I could ever explain even in an hour video. That's a very important book. I read through all 70 pages. I'm not the most technical guy. There's some technical parts, so if you get a tough time reading through it, read through it twice. It's really important if you want to go the stealth route.
All right, and then what do you do if you sold an item but the supplier's out of stock? So this is the thing. If you're going to be selling Walmart onto Amazon like a lot of people are doing, like we've said not to do at the beginning of this live, you're going to run into issues like that. And I ran into those issues a lot with Walmart and Home Depot onto Amazon. One thing you can do is if it's a very popular item, you'll notice that it probably is elsewhere. And I'm at the point nowadays where I could really care less if I'm going to lose money on some of these sales because I know that I'm going to be making money, high profits on a lot of the other sales. So if I have to go buy it somewhere else from another retailer, then I will do so. I'll take the loss. I don't really care. But if you start using these more obscure suppliers, then you're going to realize that they don't really go out of stock very often. They're not changing price very often, and you should not run into this issue as much. Yes, if you are using Walmart, like I said, I remember one time I was selling like a tea kettle on Walmart, and I went out of stock. I sold like 12 times. And I had to go source it all from Home Depot, send people messages that I couldn't get it from Home Depot after that went out of stock, that, please cancel it. You can get them to cancel it so that you don't get hit with your metrics. Other than that, you can scheme a cancellation. It's kind of sketchy, but you can add fake tracking numbers in and then cancel it. It's not worthwhile. It runs into a lot more issues.
That.
That's where you're gonna get your negative. That's where you're gonna get your negative feedback. People going like, "Where's my item?" This tracking number says it's going to North Carolina. I live in Georgia. Things like that. I mean, it's really not worthwhile.
So Kermel Montalvo says, "Is it expensive to get a stealth account?" It can cost a lot of money if you buy it, and Joe Cox did that. I think he bought two, but I didn't buy mine. I actually did it the way that the book told me to do it, the best way to do it. The only cost was IP Burger, which is a VPN service. It's a static VPN, And the other cost was a laptop. I got a decent laptop. Tom
made him
talked
get
me
one.
into
I
it.
made
I
him
was
get
like, I'm gonna get the cheap $250 one. He got me to get the $500 one. It had more RAM or something. He's the guy to get computers from. But so that's the two expenses. And I got like a burner phone too. I went to Walmart. I went to Walmart and got a cheap phone.
Thing's sweet.
It's so cheap. So I spent like $20 on that and got one of the prepaid minute things, so I could get the one-time passcode. But yeah, all in all, it was only a couple $100, and I could have probably gotten the cheaper laptop, but I went for the better laptop. So Jake B, is there a Chrome extension that helps tell prices on their suppliers from the ASIN page? Tom can answer that.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I'm really not sure. What does OA X-ray do? OA X-ray does that.
Yeah. It doesn't
OA X-ray might do that. Tactical arbitrage.
Yeah.
There's something that those could work. Yeah.
Look up tactical
they're
arbitrage.
Expensive.
They are expensive.
I don't think it's really
they're
worthwhile.
very expensive. Isn't there another one too?
I looked into it. I don't think it's worth that.
Yeah.
Worth much. Without cash back, is it really possible? Yes. 100%. The only reason why you think that is because of the fact that you're thinking Walmart onto Amazon.
Read the question. The people don't know.
I didn't even finish it. Without cash back, is it really possible to be profitable on Amazon? And yes, it is. One of the suppliers I use on Amazon doesn't even have cash back, so or gift cards. So since seller outside of the U.S. can't really utilize cash, okay. So the answer is yes, you can be profitable. There are a lot of items that I have on eBay, not on Amazon, so I need to create listings. There's no point in creating listings right off the bat on Amazon if you can just go find a bunch of listings. Creating listings, I would say, is more down the line when you're like, I know this item's going to be good, but there's nobody selling it on Amazon. It's more of that. But if you're just getting started, there's so many listings out there you can hop on that there's really no point in creating it on Amazon yet.
Yeah.
Bags of concrete he's laughing about. New to eBay, how long to wait for first sale before I reevaluate what I'm doing? How many items? If you have 10 items up and you've sourced them properly and you haven't made a sale in the first week, then you're probably doing something wrong. Your prices are probably way too high. Your handling time's too high, or just anything like that. I'm guessing it's prices.
Yeah, so everybody seems to be really interested in the stealth accounts, and we're going to put a whole section in there for you guys because I know stealth accounts are a hot topic. Christian says, so with your Amazon stealth account, how confident are you that you won't run into issues? You can't be 100% confident in anything. I'm not 100% confident that I couldn't cross the street today and get run over by a car, but I'm pretty decently sure that I've hedged myself, and I've done a good job of making sure that Amazon can't track me. They can do a lot of things to track you, so you have to read that book that I told you. They can track you through emails. They can track you through your router/modem. They can track you through a lot of things, so you have to know how to get around that, and you have to take on a new identity. So if you don't want to read the book, I'm sure there's a way to find it on audiobook so you can listen to it, but I really suggest you read that book. We should drop a link to that book because everybody's really seems to be
somewhere.
Interested in
Just
it.
type in Amazon Ghost.
You'll find it.
It's like the ghost of Amazon's past. Do you recommend to buy? No, just make your own stealth account. Thank you guys so much. Always great stuff. Thank you, Melody, for showing up. I appreciate it. I know.
Tommy?
What?
Who's Tommy from the show Power?
I don't know. Where's that? Who says that?
Oyatola. Is that a
Jason's
UK show? Is that a British show?
I've never heard of that.
I think he's from the UK.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard that either, but I'm going to look that up after. I have been told that I sound like the giraffe from Madagascar. I think his name's Melman or something like that. I've never seen that show, but I have been told that.
Oh my god. What's the point of a stealth account? The point of a stealth account is if you get banned on Amazon. If you get banned, you're going to have to you're going to have to make a stealth account. I mean, it's not pretty. But it's the money that you can be making on Amazon is so wildly profitable that you're losing out if you're not selling on it. So
it's an opportunity cost.
Yeah,
definitely.
It really is. And then Jake B said, yeah. So what you were saying about the checking the UPC and if it's on Amazon, stuff like that. Look into OA X-ray, look into tactical arbitrage. Those are the programs that I think there's a free trial as well. So that's it. Will you be planning on doing any group meetups like Mark's grind camps? I mean, I think that we should do one in Las Vegas. We do live in Nevada now. We're not even close to Las Vegas, but it's way cooler.
It's the same state.
Yeah, it's the same state.
We could go take a road trip through the desert.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that would be cool.
Area 51 while we're at it.
Area 51. They're gonna raid it in 10 days or whatever.
I mean, we could do it. It's one of those things that if we get enough people asking, we probably will, and we could easily do an East Coast one because we're Massachusetts natives, and we could do one maybe in Boston or New York City or something like that too.
I don't want to go to New York.
Hit up our East Coast buddies.
So which one is really the best software for Amazon between Web Scraper app? I've never used e-commerce solution. And I did look into OA Genius, and honestly, OA Genius is decent, but they only have 10 suppliers, and I don't use those suppliers, so it wasn't useful to me. Web Scraper app is by far one of the most reliable softwares I've ever used. I've really never had an issue with it. It's not the most visually appealing, but it doesn't. Most programs that are really good usually aren't visually appealing. They put their time into other things other than making it look pretty for people.
That's true.
And it has 65 suppliers. You're going to be out there. You're not going to be fighting in the trenches with the Amazons, the Home Depots, the Walmarts, the Home Depots, the Overstock, all those things. You're going to be out there with these other suppliers that, they have one called like iHerb, and they just sell like supplements and stuff. I'm sure you could sell a lot of those.
I would stay away from supplements though, honestly. There's definitely demand for them, but it's like when I first started, I was selling like tobacco pipes, right? And I was selling stuff that was really in the gray area, and yeah, they sold great. They sold like hotcakes, but you're setting yourself up for a high risk account and getting your seller account restricted or suspended indefinitely. So I would try to stay away from those gray area ones unless you're 100% certain that you can sell that product.
Yeah. So, we only got 4 minutes left. Let's wrap this up. What's the name of the book? Amazon Ghost. Look it up. I believe that's what we're talking about here.
Yep.
Why did you guys decide to move to Reno? So we can go to the casinos and play roulette every single night. It's a great time. John Arducci says, I'm up for Las Vegas. And there you go. So we got one person already coming to our meetup in Las Vegas. Tentative.
Oh, the California people, Southern California people.
They're already all here in Reno anyways.
That's what I'm saying.
It's called Amazon Ghosts. No New York City. Should I use my main account first before going to stealth? You don't want to go stealth until you get banned. Stealth is like
There are some people who say to do it to have a second account, but believe it or not, you can have 2 accounts, but you have to get special permission from Amazon, and you have to basically promise that you're not going to sell the same items across those 2 accounts. That's something that is a little bit more advanced, but why would you want to start a stealth account if you haven't been banned yet? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm walking on eggshells with a stealth account.
Yeah.
You don't want to be walking on eggshells because they're going to break.
Nice to see you on the live. Does the stealth account recommend, changing your internet provider? You get a new IP through IP Burger.
Yeah. You don't have a new internet service provider, but it's a static VPN. So basically, I bought a VPN, a dedicated IP down in Miami, Florida, and that's where it shows where I'm at all times. And there's more stuff to it, but no, you don't have to change your. Just read the book. Everybody's so interested about stealth accounts. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is wild. So Oyatola says, I'm going to DM you the show Power. I can't believe you haven't seen it. All right. I'm not a big avid TV guy. So basically, we're done with this live right now. So if you guys enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up. Please help us subscribe, or please subscribe to help us get to 10,000 if you haven't already. We're almost there. Hopefully by the end of at least 30 days from now, we should be there. So I'm excited. We'll have something big planned for it. I'm not sure what yet, but we got time to think about it.
And guys, we got that PDF coming out. We announced that in the beginning. We have this PDF. It should be out very soon. And the course should be coming out on October 4th.
No, we already said it is coming out October 1st.
October 1st and October 15th for everybody else who's not already a course member. And we have a lot more stuff planned. Go ahead and give us a last minute thumbs up. It really means a lot to us. And we should be signing off soon. We got some more people saying.
So thank you guys. Don't have too much fun tonight on Friday night. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Take care.